Ever wondered how cells regulate their cycle? It's not as complex as you might think. Picture a city bustling with activity, where every event is timed to perfection. That's essentially what's happening inside our cells. The cell cycle, a series of events that lead to cell growth and division, is a marvel of biological engineering. It's divided into interphase and mitotic phases, each with its unique responsibilities and challenges. Interphase is all about growth and preparation, while the mitotic phase is when the cell finally divides. But for this city to function smoothly, there needs to be regulation. That's where cell cycle regulation comes in. It's like the city's traffic control system, ensuring that everything happens at the right time in the right order. It maintains cell integrity, checks for DNA damage, and even initiates cell death if necessary. So cell cycle regulation is essential for cell survival. But how does this regulation occur? Let's dive in. One key player in cell cycle regulation is the Anaphase-promoting complex, or cyclosome, also known as APCC. This complex is a unique kind of protein that performs a critical operation during the M phase of the cell cycle. It essentially puts a halt to the action of mitosis-promoting factor, or MPF, and triggers the destruction of cyclin molecules. Now, you might be wondering what all these terms mean. In simple terms, think of the cell cycle as a series of events that cells go through as they grow and divide. The M phase, or mitosis phase, is when the cell splits itself into two daughter cells. MPF is a key driver of this process, and cyclin molecules are like the fuel that powers MPF. So, what the APCC does is, it steps in and says, all right, it's time to slow things down. It puts the brakes on MPF, causing a decrease in cyclin molecules. This action regulates the cell cycle by ensuring that cell division doesn't happen too quickly or without control. But the role of APCC doesn't stop there. It's particularly important during the transition of a cell from metaphase to anaphase of the M phase. To put it simply, metaphase is the stage when the cell prepares to divide, and anaphase is when the actual division happens. The APCC helps to orchestrate this transition, ensuring that it happens smoothly and at the right time. Unlike cyclin-dependent kinases or CDKs, which are activated by the addition of a phosphate group, the APCC operates through a different mechanism. It adds a small protein called ubiquitin to its target molecules, either S and M cyclins or securin. This action triggers a series of events that lead to the degradation of these molecules, allowing the cell to move into the next phase of the cell cycle. Hence, APCC plays a pivotal role in moving the cell from metaphase to anaphase. But how does it do this? The APCC is an enzyme that functions in the cell cycle through a unique mechanism. Now, unlike CDKs, which get their kickstart from phosphorylation, the APCC takes a different route. Instead of adding phosphate groups to its targets, it adds ubiquitin. Now you might be wondering, what's ubiquitin? Well, ubiquitin is a small protein that's pretty much the cell's equivalent of a recycling tag. When a protein gets tagged with ubiquitin, it's marked for destruction. So how does this work with the APCC? Well, its targets are typically S and M cyclins or securin. When ubiquitin gets added to the cyclins, it's like they've been handed a one-way ticket to the proteasome, which is the cell's recycling center. Once there, these cyclins are broken down, freeing the cell to enter the next phase of its life cycle, the G1 phase. But the APCC doesn't stop there. It also has a crucial role to play during metaphase, a stage of the cell cycle when the cell's chromosomes align in the middle. The APCC adds that ubiquitin tag to a protein known as securin. Once tagged, securin is broken down, releasing an enzyme called separase. Now, separase has a very important job. It acts on another protein called cohesion, which is holding the sister chromatids together. When separase gets to work, it breaks down cohesion, allowing the sister chromatids to separate. This separation is the defining moment of anaphase, a stage in the cell cycle where the chromosomes are pulled apart to opposite ends of the cell. So you see, the APCC is like the conductor of an orchestra, coordinating the different parts of the cell cycle, ensuring each component is playing its part at the right time and in the right way. In a nutshell, the anaphase-promoting complex cyclosome, APCC, is a vital regulator in cell cycle progression, ensuring our cells grow and divide in a balanced manner.